Hello, today we are going to discuss about the brachial plexus. You all know that brachial plexus extends from C5 to T1 nerves. Means it is formed by C5 to T1 nerves. Okay. Now, brachial plexus is covered by prevertebral facial extension. It is very important word, prevertebral facial extension, called the axillary sheath. You can see that one, the axillary sheath. It is very important, axillary sheath. Now, what are the components present in the brachial plexus? It consists of the roots, which gives rise to the trunks, and which gives rise to the divisions, and then gives rise to the cords, and then gives rise to the branches. Now, trunks. Trunks are three types: upper, middle, and lower trunks, isn't it? Now, upper trunk is made up of nervous roots of C5 to C6, and the middle trunk is made up of C7, and the lower trunk is made up of C8 to T1. One thoracic nerve also involves here. Okay. Now, these trunks gives rise to the divisions. Any trunk will give rise to only two divisions, no matter what the trunk is. Here you can see, for any trunk, divisions are two. They are anterior and posterior. Division means anterior division forms the lateral and medial cords, supplying mainly flexus. Means we are talking about upper limb. So anterior division forms lateral and medial cords in the brachial plexus, supplying mainly flexor muscles of the upper limb. You can see the only flexor muscles of the upper limb. Now, posterior division forms posterior cord. Posterior divisions form the posterior cord. So all the posterior divisions of the brachial plexus forms the posterior cord, which mainly supply the extensor muscles of the upper limb. Now, after divisions we will get with cords, isn't it? You can see cords. After divisions we will get cords. So cords are also four types, means three types. One is lateral cord, one is posterior cord, one is medial cord. Okay. Now, 1 second. Okay, now it's okay. The lateral cord is formed by the anterior divisions of the lateral anterior divisions of the upper and middle trunks, isn't it? Cords are formed by the anterior division of the upper and middle trunks. Similarly, the posterior cord is formed by the posterior divisions of all the trunks. Those are upper trunk, middle trunk, lower trunk. And the medial cord is formed by the anterior division of the lower trunk, isn't it? That's it. Now, branches. 1 second, I need to move my camera, and I need to adjust the resolution also, so that we will get better clarity now. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. What is this? Hope it is clear now. Yeah. Now, branches. Every component have branches except divisions. Divisions will not give branches. Now, roots. Roots means like the C5 root gives branch to the dorsal scapular nerve, and the C5 to C7 roots give branches to the long thoracic nerve of bell. Now, trunks. Trunks also gives branches. Upper trunk gives branches to the subclavius muscle, that is C5 to C6, and the suprascapular nerve, that is C5 to C6. Both are C5 to C6, means upper trunk is C5 to C6, isn't it? So that. Now, lateral cord. Lateral cord is from C5 to C7, isn't it? You can remember C5 to C7. So lateral cord gives branches as lateral pectoral nerve, that is C5 to C7, and musculocutaneous nerve, that is C5 to C7, and the lateral root of the median nerve. That is the lateral root, this is the medial root, both together forms the median nerve, isn't it? Now, the medial cord. The medial cord gives branches to the cord is UM4, means medial pectoral nerve, medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm, medial cutaneous nerve of the arm, and the medial root of the median nerve. This is the medial root of the median nerve, medial lateral. Now ulnar nerve also given by the medial cord. Now posterior cord. Posterior cord gives off 4 branches, totally 5 branches. This one 3 branches, this one 5 branches, this one also 5 branches. Those are upper subscapular nerve, that is C5 to C6, and the thoracodorsal nerve, that is C6 to C8, and the axillary C5 to C6. I'm not understanding the point here, but in future I may understand. Lower subscapular C5 to C6 and the radial nerve C5 to T1. You can see this is the radial nerve. Sorry for the inconvenience. You can see that the lateral root of the median nerve and the medial root of the median nerve both together form the median nerve and child, isn't it? That's it.